They tried to arrest me on my own lawn at 7:12 a.m. 3 strangers, matching polos, clipboards, fake badges swinging like props. The woman in front, rigid silver bob, eyes like sharpened rulers, raised her hand. Sir, step outside and present identification. Failure to comply will result in arrest. Arrest? For drinking coffee in my pajamas? I stepped onto my porch, barefoot, mug in hand, heartbeat steady. Couple problems, I said. 1. I'm not in your HOA. 2. You are the HOA. She didn't blink. My name is Marla Corbin, president of the Willow Ridge Estates Homeowners Association. Under our Community Security Initiative, we're fully empowered to detain non-compliant residents. Detain. They said that word like villains practicing for a school play. I took a sip of coffee. Yeah, I murmured. This should be good. 3 months earlier, I'd moved into a crooked little ranch house at the dead end of Old Mill Lane. Quiet, private, and one magical phrase in the listing, not subject to HOA. Willow Ridge Estates surrounded my road on 3 sides, a beige maze of rules, committees, and people who measured lawn height for fun. But my lane? County land.
No duas. No bailos.
No board breathing down my mailbox. Freedom. At least, I thought. I met Marla 2 weeks after moving in. She marched down from the Willow Ridge gate with the energy of an IRS audit wearing yoga pants. I'm Marla, HOA president, she declared. Your house impacts our community standards. I shrugged. My expectation is simple. I mow my lawn. You leave me alone. Her eyes flashed. A tiny spark of rage she tried to hide. That was the day the war began. The first violation notice appeared on my door like a parking ticket. Non-approved mailbox.
$75 fine.
They used black Victorian mailboxes that looked like rejected haunted house props. Mine was normal, legal, USPS approved. I tossed the letter. 3 days later, another arrived, this time in my mailbox. Illegal, by the way. Then came more. Trash can visible for 10 minutes past pickup. Unapproved warm white patio bulbs. Marla measuring my grass at night with a tape measure. She actually jumped when I opened the door. One Saturday, my friend parked out front. 20 minutes later, a tow truck rolled in like a budget SWAT raid. This is a county road, I said. The HOA guy muttered, we'll see what the board says. The arrogance was unbelievable. A bright yellow stake in my yard. This property is under HOA review, potential community nuisance. Funny, I'd lived there 3 months without a single problem, until they created one. Whispers began. Neighbors told me Marla was spreading rumors. He's refusing to pay dues. He threatened the board. I hadn't threatened anyone. I laughed at her. That was enough. So I saved everything. Emails, photos, footage, like building a quiet arsenal. I didn't know how soon I'd need it. The morning they tried to arrest me wasn't random. Marla had created something she called the Willow Ridge Security Task Force. Matching polos, fake gold thread patches, clip-on body cams. None of it was official. All of it was ridiculous. She listed my violations, like she was reading my charges in court. I stayed calm, very calm. I am not in your HOA, I said on camera. You are trespassing. Her jaw twitched. You are within our sphere of influence. Sphere of influence. Who talks like that? Then she dialed 911 and lied. He's threatening us. He's aggressive. He's refusing to leave the common area. The common area, she meant, was my porch. The cruisers rolled in 10 minutes later. Real badges. Real authority. Morning, I said. You'll want the footage. The officers asked one question. Whose property is this? The female officer looked at my mailbox, my street sign, the plat map I pulled up on my phone. Oh, she said. Old Mill Lane. Not HOA land. Marla's face cracked, the first fracture in her porcelain armor. The officers turned to her. You said he threatened you? She stuttered. He intimidated us. The cop raised an eyebrow. Standing barefoot, holding a coffee mug? Silence. Dangerous silence. I didn't let it blow over. I filed a formal complaint, sent footage, emails, screenshots, and I copied the county attorney. Turns out, Marla had a history. Within a week, she got a county warning, impersonating law enforcement, trespassing, misuse of emergency services, false representation. Her power began to crumble. At the next meeting, residents exploded. You told us he was a delinquent member. You used our dues for fake badges. You questioned my husband while he walked our dog. Even the quiet ones spoke up. A neighbor named Rosa stood and said, "You lied to the police about someone who wasn't even in our HOA. That's harassment." Board members shifted in their seats, suddenly allergic to eye contact. Then the insurance letter arrived. Any activities resembling law enforcement are not covered. Coverage may be canceled. That was the kill shot. The board voted to suspend Marla's task force. She voted no, obviously, but she lost. 2 months later, the county held a hearing. Packed room, residents, county staff, a reporter who already smelled a headline. I sat in the back, calm, watching. The county attorney listed everything: unauthorized signage, harassment of non-HOA residents, misuse of 911, questionable spending. Then he played my footage. Marla on my porch, declaring authority she didn't have, claiming my land as common property. Her Oscar-worthy 911 lie. The room erupted with laughter and gasps. For the record, the attorney said, Old Mill Lane is not, and has never been, part of Willow Ridge. Then the SUV, the compliance vehicle she purchased, with HOA dues. The room turned volcanic. My fees paid for your leather seats? Marla's empire fell in seconds. She lost her position, was banned from HOA leadership, fined $5,000 for 911 misuse and trespassing, forced into conflict resolution training, and required to repay the HOA for the SUV, sold at a loss. When the penalties were read, her face went purple. "You'll regret this," she screamed, but no one listened. The door slammed behind her, final and hollow. Her reign ended not with dignity, but with paperwork. Today, my lane is quiet again. No fake cops. No midnight grass inspections. No threats disguised as courtesy. Funny thing, my property value went up. Turns out peace is worth more than any bylaw. And sometimes justice doesn't arrive with handcuffs, just the truth, and a camera with perfect timing.